Hey there, survivors. Cougar here, checking out Orcs Must Die 3. I am a huge fan of this franchise. I've got like 1,400 hours in Orcs Must Die 2, and I'm really excited to be playing Orcs Must Die 3 now. We're playing it on Stadia. This is a 1-year timed Stadia exclusive, and we're going to go through. Now, I was playing a little bit last night. I've made it up to the 5th mission, the 5th map, but we're going to go back and start at the beginning with the North Wing. So let's play. There's a little cutscene here that we're going to skip over, and this is a little help screen. Our objective is to not allow any creatures into the rift. So this tells us how many rift points there are left. If this reaches 0, we lose. Down here is our currency, lower left-hand corner. This tells us how much gold we have to spend on traps. Down here at the very bottom is our loadout bar. And then upper right-hand corner is a mini-map. And the goal, if you're not familiar with the franchise, this is an FPS tower defense mashup. The goal is to keep these rifts. You can see this is what we're looking at here is the path that the rifts are going to take to, or the orcs are going to take to the rift. So we're going to stop these orcs from reaching the rift. That is our goal. And to do that, we are given some traps, and we have this magic longbow. There's another character who has a blunderbuss. You can also use that. Because I've progressed through 5 maps already, I have a bunch of stuff unlocked. If you look at my toolbar down at the bottom, you can see that I've unlocked a bunch of stuff. But in keeping with the idea of playing this from the beginning, I have refunded all the skulls that I spent upgrading these traps, and we're starting with the very basic traps, and we're going to limit ourselves, we're going to restrict ourselves to only the traps that they give you on this first level, which are the arrow walls and the spike traps. So we're going to start with those. And that's it. You have as much time as you want to kind of explore the level and make a plan before you kick things off. Once you kick things off, there is a clock running, and you have to beat par time if you want to make if you want to have a perfect game, a perfect map, which nets you 5 skulls plus any bonus skulls that you might pick up along the way. And you use those skulls to upgrade your traps, your weapons and equipment, your spells and so on. Headshots will take these orcs out in 1 hit, and we're good to go. Now this first map is going to be a little underwhelming because we only have 2 traps to play with, and there's only 1 door, so things don't get very interesting, super interesting, until you get to the maps where there are more than 1 door that you have to defend. And so, yeah, I've been playing Orcs Must Die 2 for many years. I love it. This is co-op, 2-player co-op. I'll show you some co-op gameplay once I find a friend I can convince a friend to actually purchase this. But in the meantime, we'll just take care of this ourselves. As I said, this isn't going to be super interesting. What gets interesting is later on, when you've unlocked a bunch of different traps and you can be really creative, setting up kill boxes to take these traps out. I mean, if you just want to look at the bar on the bottom, some of the traps that I have unlocked already on my first playthrough, there's a gravity trap that you put on the ceiling up there, and that lifts things up and kind of suspends them in midair. And then there's a Tarr trap that will slow things down. There's a trinket, a healing trinket is the next thing on my toolbar. You get a number of different trinkets that you unlock as you progress through the game. The healing trinket will allow you to heal yourself or other players, but it has a very long cooldown, so you can heal yourself and then wait a long time. I know this doesn't seem very exciting. I've also done this map a few times, so kind of know how this is supposed to go. But as I said, we only have 2 traps and 1 weapon to begin with. Later on, it gets a lot more interesting. My bow has this charged up attack, which fires arrows like that, or fires with single fire like this. Very accurate, good for headshotting, especially right now we're only seeing 2 varieties of orcs, the lesser orcs and the medium orcs. Later on, you're introduced to crossbow orcs, these little kobold runners that run really fast and are really hard to hit. Easy to sneak past you and get into the rift, which you don't want. And these big ogres, trolls that regenerate health, these werewolf type things called gnolls. But to begin with, yeah, just these basic orcs, basic medium and lesser orcs. There we go. That's it for the first level, and looks like we got 5 skulls. He'll do a different dance depending on how well we did. That goes back to the very first game where Max would do some very impressive moves. Hey, 5 bonus skulls. That's not bad for having done this a bunch. Now, you see, I've got 91 skulls down here, if you look in the lower left-hand corner. That's because I've been playing and earning skulls, and I refunded all my upgrades. So let's use some of the skulls that we just earned here and pretend like we earned them legit. And you can see that we've just increased the damage on this trap. So we've upgraded the trap twice. It increases damage a lot. We could also add fire damage or make it pierce enemies to damage additional targets beyond the first thing it hits. So let's actually add that. And then let's use some of our skulls to upgrade our spike traps. We're going to reduce the cooldown, and we'll wait on the lightning damage. I think based on having done this before, if we were doing this legit, we would not have enough skulls to proceed with more upgrades. Great, so now we've unlocked the gravity pillar. This is a new trap. We can put that on the ceiling. And this is our first map with 2 doors. So there's a door down there. That's an entrance down there. And then there's this door here. Both doors, when they're open, will be heading for this rift. So now we have some difficult decisions to make as to how we set things up. Do we want to trap the doors themselves? I mean, put traps right here in front of the doors like we did on the first one. Or do we want to, put a few traps there, a few traps on the other door? Or do we want to heavily trap one door, spend all our money on one door, and then focus on defending the other door ourselves with our bow? Or do we want to wait until both doors converge here in this kill box? This would make a great kill box. We have a ceiling to put the gravity trap on. We have walls to put the arrow walls on. And, of course, we have the floor to put on our spike traps down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of trapping the doors. I'm just going to try to choose the optimal places for a couple of traps here on the door where it's going to hit the most amount of orcs. And then we'll spend the rest of our gold starting a kill box here. Just the very basic first steps of a kill box with maybe a row of spikes and a few... do we want another wall? We don't really have to trap this wall yet because that door's not open. How about a couple more of the spike traps? And we're good to go. Let's launch. So it'll be just one door to start, and then the other door will open on the next wave, and then both doors will be open, and we'll probably get orcs from both sides at some point. At which point we will have to fall back to the kill box and defend the kill box. So I've got this special attack on my bow that uses mana. Mana is the blue bar in the upper left-hand corner. If you power it up, you get this wide-angle attack, or you can just fire off a quick attack that also uses mana, but does it shoots out 3 arrows at the same time. Okay, great. That was an easy first wave. Let's go ahead and launch the Horde since we're on a timer. But I will put a couple of traps down on this other door. Now this other door is about to open. So a couple traps here as we did on the first door. And let these initial traps at least soften them up before they make it to the kill box. And of course we'll be fighting them ourselves with our bow. You can't let the cartoony graphics of the Orcs Must Die franchise fool you into thinking it's a kid's game. There is some very deep, intricate gameplay going on here behind the scenes. Okay, we've got a bunch more money to spend. I think we'll take this opportunity to put down our first grav trap on the ceiling. Hopefully pick some guys up and slow them down. And just one grav trap there, I think, and then a couple more of the arrow walls, and then a couple more spikes. Okay, one more spike, and we'll launch. Which door are they going to come from first? I'll check the minimap. This door. Power up. And wait for a nice grouping. There we go. Now, they'll also be coming from the other door at some point, so I got to keep an eye on the minimap. They're coming now. So we're going to fall back to the kill box. Now, I think I've made a bit of a mistake here in how I'm recording this, because I've turned voices off because there's a lot of chit-chat going on between the characters in these initial levels, just kind of setting the stage and introducing everyone, you know, setting up the characters and so on. But what that's also done, it has apparently removed the orcs' voices. The orcs are talking, they're saying really funny things, as they did in the first game. So I think in the next playthrough I'll turn voices back on and subject you to the voices, but also let you hear some of the funny comments that these orcs are making. Okay, that's enough of that. We've got a little bit more money, maybe 2 more of those, and let's unleash the horde. That's it. That kill box is coming together. Oops, starting on the other side. Oh, I also have this attack. A double jump attack that will knock down or knock back orcs. So we'll keep that in our back pocket if things get hairy. We'll use that. Oh, they're coming through here. We're going to have to fall back and defend both sides now. Hello, orcs. Oh, that. So the gravity trap is trying to pick that guy up, but we killed him right as it dropped. There we go. See, now, if I had the voices on, he'd be going, wee, or I can see my house from up here. Like silly stuff like that. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I really should have had the voices on. It definitely adds to the ambiance, but we'll deal with that just for this level at least. Maybe I'll turn everything back on for the next level, because it's really just these first 2 levels where they're doing the kind of annoying chit chat. Because yeah, these 2 new characters, they're tweens, and you know, developers, they know their audience. They're trying to appeal to the younger set, the Fortnite set, as it were. The whole look of this game, the UI especially, is a lot more Fortnite-y than the first one was. Oops. Just getting a little hairy here. Keep an eye on this. Concentrate. Those gravity traps are great. They really help. Now, obviously, once you get to areas where you can set them up really high, you can definitely get some fall damage going on the orcs too, which is cool. This may seem a little slow and monotonous just because I've done it a bunch of times. It's more difficult if you're playing it for the first time, trust me. Alright, cool. Now I'm going to take a moment here to turn the voices back on. I'll be right back. So here's where we unlock the Tarr trap. So we can actually use the Tarr trap here, even though we had
Sorceress, if only the oldest living war mage can open rifts, wouldn't that mean...
Yes, Kelsey. The oldest is Master Cygnus, if he is still alive. But why would Master Cygnus open rifts for orcs to pass through from other worlds?
I know rifts provide magic, but this magic is not a positive force.
Keep the orcs at bay. I must travel elsewhere for answers.
Great! We fight the bad guys, she takes a vacation. It's cool.
That's not cool. Whatever. Okay, so another map with 2 doors. So this door will open first, and then they converge here. And there's a nice kill box area that we can use here. But not a lot of room between anything that gets through and gets in the rift. Oh, the rift will heal you as well. So standing next to the rift heals you. So let's do what we did before that seemed to work pretty well. Let's do a couple of light trapping right around this.
That'll work.
Right around the first entry, and then a couple of light traps. We don't actually have to trap over here yet because this door's not going to open right now. But let's see, what can we do? Maybe 1 there, and then we'll use everything else in our burgeoning.
I hope that works.
Our kill box over here. Let's start with a bunch of spike. Oh, we've got the.
Now that's an orc stop.
the tar traps now, which will slow everything down a lot, but they're expensive. 750. Do we do a tar trap? Let's do one tar trap in the middle. I'm gonna sell that. You can sell traps.
I'm feeling this one.
In this beginning, while the game is paused like this. And
ready to
we've
fight.
chosen our defenses. Let's get going. Set up our initial defenses. So yeah, I'm playing this on Stadia, and it's fine. It's fine.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates.
A little blurry
They've broken through a gate.
for some reason, even though I did actually purchase the Stadia Pro subscription. But I think that's an issue on my end. There may be I think there's a Chrome extension I have to force to load in order to clear this up. It's called VPN 9. Oh, ow. Yeah, you're not really getting to experience the full effect of Orcs Must Die in these initial things, because it's really about setting up these really complex, intricate kill boxes. Maybe there.
More enemies on the way.
And then let's try some more tar here. Ah, here come the kobolds.
These little dudes are so fast.
Yeah, here are the
Those
really
are kobolds. They'll also set off our traps.
kobold runners, and you want to take those guys out quickly. They get past you, they're really hard to catch. Like that.
Not going. They're
Get
almost
close to the
there.
rift. I know they're almost there. You don't have to tell me. Try it.
Okay, I got this.
Egan
We're
thinks
on
he's got
fire.
this. Egan thinks he's on fire. We're not really on fire. All right, G to unleash the horde in the interest of making hard time. I'm going to go ahead and kick this off.
All right,
And
let's
we'll
go.
set our last few traps.
More enemies on the way.
Wow, these guys are...
The enemy army is
in the
attacking
next-
on another front.
With the next
Look
wave,
out! Our defenses have been breached again.
with the next wave, I'll start putting
Here they
down
come.
some gravity traps over on the ceiling. There, and make the block. Here come the kobolds. Pretty well. More kobolds coming. I'm gonna back up and let the tar slow them. Or the arrows kill them. Or the spikes. We've got enough money to place a gravity trap now. If I get a little break here, I will. There we go. Put down a gravity trap. And it is two-player co-op. Two-player co-op. And I'll do a little co-op play as soon as I talk one of my buddies.
There are enemies in our rift room.
On Stadia.
Oh, well, all right.
We're doing fine so far. All right, we can unleash the horde right away. Well, let's think for a second here. What could be helpful here? I think I'm gonna, since we just unlocked the tar trap, I'm gonna focus on the tar
Yeah, looking good.
and try to slow them down as much as possible. We have enough for one more. We could do a wall trap, or we could do another. Let's do another gravity trap. And
Yep,
G
all good.
to kick off the wave. They're going to be coming from
More
both
enemies
doors
on
now.
the way.
This door first, it looks like. There's a mini-map in the upper right-hand corner. Yeah, I don't really use
Call me
this
right
as
there.
much as I should, just because I'm not used to it. A new addition. That's money to be used for building traps. I want that. That's And I got to keep an eye over here too, because this is what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to sneak some kobolds by you while you're focused on the other door. Yeah, those developers. I have a love-hate relationship with Robot Entertainment. They've made some questionable decisions over the years with their games, but I do love this one so very, very much. I got a kobold. Kobold in the gravity trap. Oh, hey, hey, whoa.
Enemies at the rift.
No, 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 no. That was close.
Now we're gonna get They're almost there.
They're not there, though. No, they're not. We have 10 seconds to set up some more traps. I'm going to continue to focus on the floor here. Because these tar traps are great. We love the tar.
More enemies on the
That's
way.
the stuff.
And just enough for one more spike. Great. They're starting now on this door. And they're starting with kobolds, it looks like. Yep. Oh, good. Glad we put that spike. Arrow balls. Let's see. Another thing that I use is if you stay up close to them like this, most of the orcs will follow you and try to kill you instead of just getting to the rift. So stay in the trap and kind of kite them back and forth in the traps. Get close.
There are enemies in our rift.
Come on. Damn. Left
They're
one.
entering the rift.
Oh dear. Oh, I knocked that one right into the rift. So this is kind of how it goes when you're first starting out. There is a little bit of grinding that you do because usually you're going to be in a level and you're like, man, this level is really hard. I don't see how to do this. The trap that you need to do it properly will unlock after you complete the level. So
Enemies at the rift.
like I'm okay with that one kobold getting through there because we just want to get through this level, unlock another trap,
I'm feeling good.
and upgrade our existing traps so that we can come back and do this level again more successfully. Okay, we have unlocked the healing trinket. It will let you regenerate health over time, or you can heal yourself or heal other players. But we're not going to use that.
Do you think the sorceress will be back soon?
Yeah.
We're doing pretty well on our own.
Hey, Kelsey, how do you know so much about rifts and the Order?
I study all the time, Egan. I like to know all the answers.
Then tell me why glue doesn't stick to the inside of the tube.
Great question, Egan. See, that's the kind of dialogue. That's why I turned this off. That's the kind of dialogue we're dealing with here. So here's the rift. The rift heals you, by the way, just so you know. We'll probably have to make use of that at some point here. This is the Hidden Docks map. I think it's freaking fantastic. When I first saw the screenshots for this map, I was like, that's going to be my favorite map. And it is a great map. It's really good because what you're going to find, there is a bit of grind that you have to do in Orcs Must Die. And what you're going to find is that a lot of times you're going to think, you're going to play a level for the first time and you're like, man, this level's really, really hard. I wish I had some better way to do this. The trap that you need to do it, you're going to unlock on the next level. So when you finish this, you're going to unlock the trap that you need to make this a lot easier. Now, I've already played this and finished this map, so I've already unlocked the next trap, or in this case, barricades. And I'm actually going to use them here, because first time through without the barricades, you're not getting the full effect. So let's do the full. Let's do the full effect. Let's spend $1,000 each on these. So I'm definitely burning a lot of the gold that I could be putting toward trap by putting those down. But here's what happens. So it has now diverted them all from splitting up and going around both sides of this to get to the rift to going all in one direction. And in all in one direction, they're coming to this great spot right here, which is a natural kill box. You can put traps on that wall, you can put traps on that wall, you can put traps on the ceiling, and of course you can trap the floor. So that's what we're going to do. I've burned a lot of money on those barricades, so we don't have We don't have much that we can do trap-wise, just enough for those 3 spike traps. That's
Okay,
it.
here I come.
We're going to have to do everything else ourselves. And we're going to be introduced to a new orc here.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate.
It is the crossbow orcs, who I just got a lucky shot on there and dropped. I dropped 2 crossbow orcs with my first shot. So these are the first ranged orcs that we're coming across. And they are very accurate, but the crossbow bolts move relatively slowly. So as long as you see them firing at you, you should be able to get out of the way. Whoop, like
Orc
that.
archers. They have pretty long-range attacks.
Yep, I remember from the simulations.
The voice acting is it's okay. It's not great. I find Egan's voice acting a little bit better than Kelsey, the girl. She just sounds like she's reading lines off a page. I don't know.
Anyone got a band-aid?
Ow! Now I've taken a lot of damage here from those crossbow orcs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run back to the rift and heal up. The orcs will be following me, of course. But as long as we're between them and the rift, we should be okay. I'm not landing many headshots here. That may be because I had a beer, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Crossbow orc. There we go.
I'm getting the hang of this.
Okay, we've got as much time as we need here to think about what we want to do, but there is, as I said, there is a timer running that we want to keep in mind, so we don't want to take too much time here. Let's do
Should be good.
those. Let's do maybe a grav trap right here.
This will catch him off
Let's
guard.
do some more spikes. Spikes. And maybe another
That'll
arrow
work.
wall there. And then we want... Oh, we don't have enough money for that arrow wall, but we do have enough for one more spike.
looking
And
good.
now we'll unleash the horde. Now the other door should open.
More enemies on the way. The enemy army is attacking on another front.
I know.
Look
Oh,
out.
my
Our defenses
power-up
have been
shot
breached
completely
again.
missed
You
that
want
time.
more?
So, you know, that's what I get. Hitting with that first one, getting really lucky with it. Of course, karma dictates that I be unlucky with the next one. I think eventually I'm going to block off this passage I'm standing in right here and force them all through the farther passage. Give them a longer way to go. Keep them in the kill box longer. I am playing on War Mage difficulty, which is the medium difficulty. You have to complete the game on War Mage difficulty before you can unlock the next one, which in the old game was called Nightmare difficulty. I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's called something different in this one. But you see, our traps are doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well with the traps so far. Okay, we got time, and we've got 4,000 gold to spend, so I think I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, which is block that part, and then force them to come the long way around and stay in this kill box for a little bit longer. Let's see, we have just enough for one more spike, and we'll let her rip. Now they're probably going to be coming from both doors.
More enemies on the
But it looks like
way.
they're starting over here. Oh, kobolds. So here are the kobold runners. These fast little annoying guys. If they get past you, they're very hard to catch up with. So you got to try to keep them in front of you as much as you can. Thankfully, we've got the traps down to keep them to help us out. Nobody's been caught by the grab trap yet. Not one single person. That hasn't set off once. Where are those archers? I use my special power attack to take out the archers. It does burn mana, but it's okay. Mana will regenerate over time. There are also drops. You can get potion drops that will allow you to replenish all your mana. I've got enough to place down another wall trap. Let's do that. Oh, I'm missing all my headshots. Come on. There we go. Orc archer. Die. Really not an archer, he's a crossbowman. Archer is shorter, so I guess that's why they've called them archers. Fitting over their heads. Come on! Man, what's happening? I am not landing these shots correctly. But we're doing okay. No kobold. Not getting through. I've earned a little bit more money. Let's take a second to place down a couple more traps. Oh, there we go. That was a lucky headshot. Now this kill box is starting to operate properly as a true kill box should. Okay, good to go. Next wave in 4 seconds. I think that because I've not done this legit,
More enemies on the way.
because I'm trying to recreate the start of the game, even though I've already progressed through it. I think by now I've unlocked the Tarr traps in the regular progression of the game, and I should be using them. Tarr traps are great. They slow everything down. They'll keep them in the kill box longer. But I've just I forgot that was the unlock that came through the natural progression at this point, so I haven't been using them. A mistake. I can start using them now, of course. Yeah, I really should be, because all these kobolds are getting through. Wow, a lot of kobolds get through, and they're so hard to hit. Ugh. Okay, I may actually, in the next break, I'm gonna pick up some of the spike traps that I have on the floor over there. Oh my gosh. And put down Tarr traps, because everything's making it, whoa! Everything's making it through the, oh no.
They're entering the
Wow, yeah. Well, this is terrible, because I should have been using those Tarr traps right off the bat, and I haven't. And it's really kind of ruined our kill box. Oh my gosh, no! Wow!
More
Oh my!
enemies in the rift.
Whoa. Well, this is terrible. I just let a ton of enemies into the rift, but it's my own fault because I've ignored the Tarr traps. I'm gonna pick up a bunch of these spikes and replace them with Tarr. I'm a big Tarr trap user.
Now that's an orc
a
style.
huge fan of the Tarr trap, and I use them all the time. I just kind of messed up the sequence of when we were unlocking this stuff.
This will catch him off guard.
If we were just actually playing
All right.
from the beginning. I couldn't figure out a way to reset the game,
More
to reset
enemies on the way.
my character back to the beginning of the game and start over. So I'm trying to make do as best I can without that. And so we'll be losing some skulls at the end of this due to letting all those guys in, but that's okay. I've already 5 skulled this game, in fact. Okay, do we have enough for another gravity trap? Do that. Yeah, so see how the Tarr traps just keep them in here a little bit longer and let the traps reset and hit them again and so on. So that's what we're looking for. We're going to keep them in the kill box as long as possible. Taking some hits from the archers, but that's okay. It's like, this is just super. You think? Let's take a second for the spikes. Yeah, I set my floor traps up checkerboard style. Some people prefer to do them in lines, but I find the checkerboard style more effective. Because what you're really going for here, when you get a little more advanced in your gameplay, is you're looking for combos. Combos are when multiple traps kill an orc. So depending on how many effects there are, that's a gold drop right there. I'll pick that up. Depending on how many traps, how many effects there are on an orc when it dies, you get a money bonus. And obviously you want as much money as you can get, so you can spend it putting down more traps. Okay, speaking of which, we got lots of money now.
Let it rip.
And let's just finish off our checkerboard here.
More enemies on the way.
I know more enemies are coming. That's fine. We'll deal with them. And maybe one more right there. And then when we make a little bit more money, we'll put arrow walls there. Use my mana attacks to take out those archers. But yeah, now we're getting a real kill box going. This is a real Orcs Must Die 2 kill box. We have traps on the ceiling, floor, and on the walls. And my health is going down pretty quickly. But we can always run back to... Ow, yeah. Oh, wow. One more hit and we're dead. I'm going to have to go back for a little healing. Which is fine, too, because we can trap back here as well. Put a couple more traps down here for any leakers, squirters. Like these guys. These guys made it through our kill box. Well done. Didn't make it past those spikes, though, did ya? And it should be. Well, there's still a bunch more. See if we can slow them down a little somehow. Maybe I'll knock a bunch down with my boom attack. There we go. Yeah, not avoiding these crossbows very well. There's a mana recharge if we need it. Oh, that's it. So he's not doing as excited a dance now because we didn't 5-skull that. It's a more subdued dance, but that's it. Those are the first 3 levels. Only 3 skulls there, but that's fine. I've already 5-skulled this map. So those are the first 3 maps, the first 3 levels of Orcs Must Die 3. Next level is Split Stairs, and this is where we'll be introduced to the ogres. Big, nasty ogres. You have to hit them with headshots to have any chance against them. So I hope you enjoyed this because there's more coming. Leave a like and subscribe if you did. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, survivors.